Samler from Friends of the Vets and Micael Dugauy. We just talked about Mr. Dugay's experience as a soldier suffering from PTSD and the job market. Gary, you're more focused on this subject. You deal with it every day with a lot of different vets. What's going on, and explain to the public a little bit about these kind of issues.
The biggest thing that's going on is that we have to get the public aware that the government is not doing enough to help our veterans. We have our veterans which are after war, they're released from the military, and when they're abandoned by the military. They come into a different culture, coming back into society, and they're abandoned, and they either self-medicate, find themselves in jail, in problems, incarcerated, and they're not given respect that you would think that a normal veteran should be getting. It was the government that sent these people to war, and I figure if we can send them, we should be able to mend them. We have a government right now which is sending our Canadians back to Iraq to fight ISIS, and we haven't even fixed our soldiers from Afghanistan war. We have 22 Canadians every year, just the veterans, not the first responders, committing suicide because of PTSD. This has to be looked at, and the public has to be made aware that we have to mend our soldiers before we can send them. We have our vets, they've served their country well, and they're not getting the respect they want. They cannot find jobs. They're homeless now because they have no income. And if a person is not getting any money to support himself, his family, he's going to get himself into trouble. And they usually self-medicate and end up in jail. It's not their fault that they have an illness, and we have to treat this illness first.
Now, tomorrow your organization, Friend of Vets, is having a vigil. That's Wednesday, October 22nd, here in Cornwall. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes, we're having a military candlelight vigil to support the military veterans who have committed suicide, because the number of suicides is not going down. And since January this year, we're finding it's not just the military veterans that need help. We've had 2 recent deaths with the RCMP, and first responders. I think since January there's been 26 people committing suicide because of PTSD. It's not just a military problem, it's a social problem, and what the civilian people are aware, they can go to their MPs and their government people and say that action has to be going on, because if we can't look after our people now, how are we going to look after the people when they come back from Iraq?
And where is the vigil? What time?
The vigil is Wednesday, October 22nd at the Cornwall Cenotaph, and it's at
on 2nd Street.
On 2nd Street in Bedford, and it's 6:30 p.m. and it'll be about an hour long, and then there'll be a meet at the Legion after. If people want to discuss and share, everyone is welcome. It's important. Like if you have a military member that has committed suicide, if you know a friend, whether it's military, RCMP, first responder, nurse, you're more than welcome to share your experience with us. And it's very important that we know the person that still suffers with PTSD, that there is help and hope available. The most thing is hope, because these people after their service are afraid, alone, and they're still in military mode. We have to help them.
All right, thank you.